born and raised in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And I was super into, well, I basically wanted to be Beyonce. But I got into musical theater and I did all the choirs and everything. And then I started my bachelor in music degree in classical voice. But I wasn't super satisfied. It wasn't really what I wanted to. I just wanted to perform. So then I auditioned for the Canadian College of Performing Arts and I moved to Victoria. Got my training there. And then I met a man named Henry Brown when I was 22. He's a man of Vancouver, plays bass and super funky singer, and a random audition thing to sing in his band. And then I just packed up and kind of got all my training as a performer in Malaysia. They do these gigs in the Asia circuit and you sing like 6 nights a week in these big casino hotels. I'm 22, straight out of musical theater school. Like, I'm singing with a woman from Atlanta, Nicole, who's just the coolest. Like basically, like her idol was Mary J. Blige. I learned everything from her because I didn't know how to sing all these songs. I could like dance and move and kind of sing, and I loved soul music and funk music. But she'd always be like, girl, you pitchy. You try too hard. And I was like, no, I don't. And really, I did. I came back to Vancouver and I auditioned for the Arts Club, and I still was connected with theater, and I got a lead in an Arts Club show. I got into a couple cover bands here, Side One, and this ABBA tribute band that I'm a part of with Mooncoin Productions, and started singing, started acting, did another tour in Vietnam, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna write my own music instead of doing cover music. When I was about 25, I wrote my own music and I came back and I started the Marlie Collins project of myself, which is expressing myself through music and performing with a bunch of bands and making my way. I've always wanted to be a songwriter. I wouldn't say that I'm like the singer-songwriter, I'm an idea gal. So I have a lot of ideas, a lot of hooks, and I really collaborate really well. But my first album, whatever was going on in my life, a lot of it had to do with a dude. It just kind of came out of me, and I kind of had this one song, 5 different times, and I just had the song out in 20 minutes. What's happening? Through the cover scene, you get to know so many people, and they're the greatest musicians in Vancouver, and they became my friends, and I just kind of asked them to write with me, and they kind of put the music to it. So the drive was just always there, and I was just kind of always afraid. And then I made the decision to not be afraid. I need a goal. So I was like, okay, we're gonna put on a show. And they're like, well, the songs aren't done. I was like, well, they're gonna be done. It's easy to perform. It's easy to but it's hard to really show yourself. And I thought I was showing myself, but I wasn't. And I was hiding behind the Marlie, the funny, the this, the that. It wasn't until I started collaborating with my dear friend Marlo Holder. We write ballads, man. With the amount of times that we get together and I sob as we write songs because he helps bring out the vulnerability in me. He really helped me just kind of be myself more on stage versus kind of the facade. So I think I've really started to find that than just kind of performing, because that's what I'm used to. It's easy, on, but to really just open up your heart, that's a bit harder. I can command a room, but you can command it, but you got to bring him in close and put him back, bring him in, put him in. But also just being super authentic as much as possible. I wouldn't be the actor I am if I wasn't the singer that I am. I remember I was in this acting class when I was 23. They kind of get really hard on you because you have to they're forcing you to kind of just go deep, and it's really hard, but you have all these ways to get there. But I would always fight her on it. And she would tell me, Marlie, if you acted the way you sang, you'd be a way better actor. Because when you sing, more emotion comes in, and naturally that's the case anyway. She was totally right, but my 23-year-old self was just fighting her on that. So for me, they coincide because I'm a singer, I'm an actor, I'm a voice actor, but to me it's just this performer, and that comes out in many ways, and as well in dance and movement. They're all linked. I wouldn't be happy without all of them. No personal life, no vacations, killing yourself and burnout. But I've found my way. In my 20s, I just did that. I didn't really go on any, I always missed the party. Was it always the best thing to do? Because sometimes it's nice to just focus on one. I don't know, but it helped me become the performer that I am. Because sometimes maybe acting will be more present, or maybe music will be more present, or maybe voice acting will be more present. But I've built myself up so I'm able to do all of it. It's just been really hard, but I'm still here. There's something that happens when you allow yourself just to connect to what you're singing. And then there's also something with the vibe of everyone. Sometimes it just happens. There's the magic that happens. And for whatever reason, you're just not in your head. And you're like, oh, that was really nice. Just felt really good because you allowed yourself just to be there in that moment. And maybe your voice isn't gone. You know, you're not sick, you're not anything. You're just kind of jiving with everybody on stage. And that's when it was like, this is fun. It was good. Because you can perform all the time. And then sometimes you take for granted, like, I'm performing all the time, but you don't necessarily always get that same feeling. But there's the magic that happens. And that's when I got off stage and I'm like, that was good. 2023, the new same old, regular, but changed, but grown me. My goal is to complete all my songs and, well, they're completed, record all my songs. And just get them out there because I'm really good at holding myself back and I'm really good at sitting on songs. Recording in the next few months. A lot of my band members are having other babies, more babies, so we're gonna get that done before they all have their babies. And just really focusing on putting myself out there because I'm really good at not. But I'm really good at like just flying under the radar, but I wanna put myself out there more. Whatever my music is, because sometimes it doesn't always fall into a category. The category can just be me. That's what I'm going to focus on. And then of course, in my acting worlds and voiceover worlds, just really give the time that, you know, I need to work on my auditions, to be booked and busy, as they say. I really just want to express myself artistically as well. And that can be through all the mediums.